Hello there, welcome to the final round of Season 4 of Formula Velocity's Esports Championship. This is the first season they've done in touring cars, and I've actually won the championship, spoiler alert, but here is my best quali lap, and it wasn't actually a brilliant lap, so I'm not really going to talk through it too much, but pretty much the context of this is that in Silverstone last time out, I actually did a double video with Watkins Glen and Silverstone, but I did clinch the championship pretty much just on the line. With one race to go, well, with two races almost, but 1 week to go. So this race didn't have too much pressure on me, but as you'll see, it actually went quite well for me considering I didn't have much pressure on my shoulders. But you can see here, I'm not really doing a great lap, missing quite a few apexes, making quite a few mistakes. As you can see, it is actually daytime, but both of the races are in the night time. And I did a little bit of practice before, but it was all in the daytime, so all the nighttime running was a complete mystery of how I would go, but actually it went splendid for me. But you can see here, approaching the final braking zone, there was an okay corner, missed the apex a little bit, but you can do that as these next two corners are pretty critical. Flat through the final corner if you're feeling brave, which I chickened out there. But as you can see, it's going to be across the line with 1 minute 13.4, which isn't great considering my PB in this race where I'm starting from pole. I mean, it was enough for pole position, was a 12.4, but it's going to be a lights out and away we go. And we actually get probably one of the best starts we've actually gotten this season. As you can see here, going into turn one, we're going to take a late apex and we're going to be ahead of both our teammate and Apex 66 who are challenging us there into turn one. But what we're going to do is we should soon spin forward a little bit because let's be honest, we got such a big advantage. As you can see here, we're just growing this lead lap by lap by lap. As you can see here, by pretty much the second lap already. It says lap 3 on the counter, but remember, I'm just cut out all the formation laps. It's a bit boring. But by the pretty much by the start of lap 3, proper lap 3, we're almost 5 seconds ahead of the guys. But I'm going to go through my best lap of the day. Actually, I think it wasn't, but the one that I've edited because I'm lazy to go through every single lap. So we're gonna this will be lap 5 the actual race. So we're gonna be approaching turn 1. We want to brake around about the 100-meter board there, shift down 2 gears. Want to get a fairly late apex there because you need good power coming out of this thing. The corner flat through there. You need to get on a little bit of the brakes there, but more just lifting through there, and then you get back onto the power. Now, we don't have the Abu Dhabi track layout in this game, so you're still going to have to do the chicane. Quite difficult. You don't utilise the curbs as much as you can do, but that shows how much pace we have almost in hand. The hairpin, we try and stay in second gear. You want to get a late apex as you want to get as much power as you can out the corner, especially with these front-wheel drive cars. The more you can straight line your exits, the better, and the faster you'll go. Especially this car, because it is incredibly understeery, especially when you have the power on. Heading down now really into the last sector, you want to brake around about between the 150 and the 100-meter board. We go a little bit deep there, but means we're going to get a fairly good line going into the last couple of corners, and we'll be flat out to the line pretty much from now. And it should be a 1 minute 12.661. So it says we're a 10th down, but remember that was a clean lap. The other ones I made maybe a little bit of mistake, ran a bit wide, gained a bit of time, you know. But as you can see here, on the last lap, we had 10 laps this race, and well, they flew by, but we win by 12 seconds. So whatever that pressure I didn't have, I think that was a good thing. But race 2, obviously, meaning since I won the first one, means I'm in the back for the second one. So we get past Pixels immediately through turn 1. As you can see here, he actually just goes really wide because Pixels just quit pretty much as soon as that happened. Unfortunately for him, he had to go. But you see here, I'm just trying to find a way past the two Lightspeed cars of Unku and Apex. I mean, Lightspeed's a team I am in, but they didn't have room for me in their cars, so I went and made my own team almost for this championship. And well, we haven't been doing too badly. As you can see here, make it 3 wide going into chicane. As you can see here, I just don't quite get in the same brakes I need to, and I actually have a little bit of a messy part there, which I will admit is down to my fault. However, we still run. As you can see here, we're going to be approaching the podium places already in this race. As you can see, there's a sunset to the right of our screen, but we're going to go down the inside of Uncle. We're a lot more confident in the brakes. As you can see here, Apex tries to make it 3 wide, but he completely overshoots. And that is third place for us in the Grand Prix, even though Uncle does try and fight back, but we do have the inside of that corner. Cut it just to make sure we don't make any contact. But at the end, at the start of what will be lap 2, Gramer, or Matato, is struggling a little bit in that Chevy Cruze, but he has got some impressive straight line speed. So you can see here, he's actually holding me up a little fair bit. My teammate LS Fish has got clear of him. But you see here, we're going to get a really good cutback on him. But you're going to just see how quick he is in the straight line. As you can see here, we got a really good exit as well. But you can just see he is absolutely flooring us in the straight. So we're going to have to think about how we're going to pass this guy. Otherwise, he could screw our race over. But you can see here, he goes to the outside. And I just am so much later on the brakes than him. And I go down the inside. And that will be us into second position. But not for long, as we're going to go immediately into the pit lane. I don't want to waste too much time battling him. And we're the only one to pit that lap. So we're now 30-something seconds behind the guys. But more people pit, and you can see here we haven't really gained much on our teammate LS Fish. As you can see here, there is quite a big gap between us, but I mean, I didn't quite have the same pace advantage as last time, because as the people got better with their track knowledge and stuff, they got a bit quicker. But you can see here I've still got a fairly considerable pace advantage. Just a few laps later, I've already caught up. I cut out a little bit of close me just sort of following him about for most of the lap, but this is the bit where it gets exciting. You see here, he's weaving to break the toe, and I'm just thinking, I'm going to try and think about a move, maybe down the inside, but no, I actually choose to go around the outside. As you see here, I'm really late on the brakes for these cars, for some reason. I don't really know why that is. You can see here, he doesn't quite get the right line, but you can see here, he parks it beautifully on the apex, and I couldn't actually really get a good cutback, but I'm still really close to him. And, I mean, here he gives me room at the outside, but he really doesn't need to. I mean, obviously he's my teammate, we want to do well, but you can cut across like that. I know I'm late on the brakes, but that's what it is. I left off a little bit there, trying to get a better line going into this corner, but you can see he's still doing really well to defend from me, as we're going to try and go around the outside into this chicane, breaking it around about the 100-meter board. We make a little bit of contact, another bit of contact there, but we just got slightly ahead, but we're going to be going around the outside this hairpin, which is incredibly difficult. As I can see there, he was going to push me off the track, so I just drive off it myself. And we are exactly level pegging. He is 4 feet in front of me, and in racing, that's pretty much nothing. As you can see here, we're pinching him to the inside of the track. But because he's my teammate, I'm going to not pinch him as hard as I probably would have, and some other people. But you can see how late we are on the brakes. We do actually go a tiny bit wide, but we're going to get a really nice exit. But you can see here, we make a little bit of contact, and I bailed out as soon as I could so we didn't DNF both of our cars. Because remember, we are still in a 1-2 scenario, and that would have been, I think this is our third 1-2 if we do get it. As you can see here, going into turn 1, he's still on the inside, and I'm just going to let him have it. We got a little bit of time. As you can see here, I actually make a bit of a mistake. I go a bit wide through there, so he's gained a little bit of time there. But you can see Unku behind has got 4.7 seconds behind us, so he is catching, but there's nothing really to worry about. As you can see here, we actually have a lapped car in front, but you can see here, Fish actually gets really poor exit out of that corner. I'm going to go down the inside of the hairpin, just making that move count, and that will be the move that will win us the race. As you can see here, we're on the straight, and this is the final lap of the race, and this is how it ends, my friends. Double champions. Well done.